Staying grounded after 30 years of responding to emergencies in Connecticut from the air, LifeStar's first pilot has landed in retirement.
Yeah, Fox 61's John Charlton sat down with Richard Magner, who reflected on an extraordinary career.
I went through Army Flight School in 1967.
From the moment he got behind the stick,
Delta 229th of the 1st Cavalry.
It was service, first for country.
They now had the troops pinned down in SLZ.
In Vietnam, in a Cobra.
Numerous gun runs.
But at 22, a high-powered bullet.
We made our break to the left.
Ended Richard Magner's tour.
We took a round through the ship.
Just 4 months in.
Hit me, took my jaw off, and went up the canopy out to the upper left.
Magner is certain if he would have passed out, he would have died. 5 years of surgeries later, Magner got back in the seat, but went from attack chopper pilot to eventually medevac.
When we came to 85, his LifeStar was starting.
Magner was LifeStar's first official pilot. Call sign Rocky 1, the 69-year-old flew emergency missions for 31 years.
I mean, I'll miss flying.
Magner called it a career last night.
And I did take a picture of it last night, too.
He flew the ship, but Magner credits others for saving lives.
Speed is only a very small part of the issue. The most important part of the issue is the medical crews that we have on board and what they can do for the patient.
Over 30 years of medical service, Magner has certainly seen a lot and remembers being on standby during 9/11 and Sandy Hook.
We were never requested, no.
Landing at the lottery shooting.
We could still tell it wasn't a secure situation.
And coming over the ridge for the Avon mountain crash.
It was like a scene from a war, you know, because they were just the destroyed smoking buses and cars and, you know, everywhere. It was a mess.
There are many chapters in Magner's life story of service in the air. It took off in Vietnam.
This is the fellow that I was flying with the day I was wounded.
And landed, now voluntarily grounded, in Connecticut.
First choice was medevac coming out of flight school. And ultimately, you know, that's what I ended up doing.
And Richard Magner says when friends asked him when he was going to retire, he said that his company password expires on the 9th, so he assumed it was then. And at the time, he didn't realize that his last shift was actually going to be last night. Really, really interesting guy. 50 years of flying helicopters. He's got a lot of stories to tell.
Thank God for people like Richard.
Yeah.
And you really can't ever, like, add up how many lives he's affected with his work.
Absolutely, and that's why he did it. And, you know, it's funny, in retirement, he's not really planning on flying too much. You know what he's going to be doing?
What?
Sailing.
Love it.
Air to sea.
Well, enjoy it, Richard.
Yeah, most definitely. Thanks, John.
Yeah.